we're gonna paint it black. We're gonna add a little red hat band. We're gonna add some little birds at the top out of these little red gems that you can get at Hobby Lobby, Michael's, any craft store. They're the little flat beads. So we are gonna do that. We're gonna paint it and then just put the gems on there. We're gonna add a little flavoring to the snowman's hat. I hadn't quite decided. I brought a bunch of stuff over to my art table, so we'll decide as we get there. So I'm super excited about this. I wanted to kind of wanted to paint a pumpkin, but I did put some feelers out, and everybody pretty much unanimously voted for something Christmassy. So this is more winter than Christmas, but it is getting there. So I just start, like I always do, I just started sketching on my little canvas. Then, once I got an idea what I wanted, I transferred it here. I did see something similar to this on Pinterest a while back, but we're not going to do it exactly the same because we don't copy. We're going to change things up. We're going to change the colors up. We're going to be adding glass to it. We're going to be adding seed beads to it, all the fun stuff. So the first thing we're going to do is paint the background on our little snowman piece. Okay, we're going to do that with a little bit of blue and a little bit of white because this snowman's hat is blowing in the wind. So I'm going to grab a little bit of a bigger brush. This is like a 3/4 inch flat. Thank you, Stacy. If you're asking me, I'm in North Mississippi, just outside of Memphis. So I'm not going to put it on my canvas this time because it seems like every time I do that, I put too much. I'm going to put some white on my plate and a little bit of this spa blue. And we'll put that on the plate too. So I'm going to cover my entire canvas with the white. And then above, kind of like right here, we're going to add some blue for the sky. And then it's going to be kind of like it's either sitting on a snowman's head or sitting on the ground, whatever makes you happy. And you could even just, do the whole thing with the blue, so it's just flying in the sky. Up to you, you do you. I like it when you think outside the box. So we're gonna get this white on fairly quickly so that we're working wet on wet when we apply the blue. What is going on here? Don't like it. Are you, Barbara? Whereabouts? I'm in Hernando. My studio's in Hernando, but I live in Olive Branch. Where do you live? We're making a snowman hat. Ugh. I don't know where all that icky's coming from. So we'll get all of that white on. I'm going to make sure I get it really good at the bottom because we are going to kind of leave that white. Thank you, Amy. So now I'm just going to grab up a little bit of that blue and we'll just add in a little bit of blue and just smoosh it around. Just make X's. So you have highs and lows, lights and dark. So it's not just one solid. Oh, right in Bruce, Mississippi, right below Oxford. Yeah, I know Oxford well. Not the city though. Okay, so I'm gonna like stop it about right there, kind of at a curve. And we are just going to, I'm gonna make sure my edges are nice. Now I'm gonna take my little dryer. Yay, Carol. I'm gonna take my dryer and I'm gonna dry this so we don't have to wait. All right, so we're just gonna get this dried up a little just so we can continue on our mission. We don't want this to take 3 days. No way, Tracy. Yes, you need to take a breath, breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in. That's scary as all get out, man. That is so super scary. I got chased by a dog once. I don't even want to talk about that game, Sheila. I'm trying to forget that ever happened. I got chased by a dog when I was walking once. Lorraine, we do have kits still available. Just go to the Christmas tree page and you'll see a link for those. Yes, you can use a blow dryer. I just have a few more wet spots because I have this on low. Yay, Tammy. Yeah, I was walking once, like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and my neighbors had let their massive pit bull out. It's always a pit bull, isn't it? And my sister has pitties, so I know they're sweet dogs. But this dog chased me all the way to my house. Oh, yes. We're going to let this cool off a little. I'm going to show you our tracer while we do that. Is this not going to be cute? So we're going to make 2 little birdies on top of the hat. I wish we're going to use these little red gems for our birds. I wish that I had something bigger to, they're going to be bigger than that, I guess. Wish I had something bigger to make them with, but this is going to be cute. We're going to make it cute. Let me let that cool off. Yay. Okay, I think we're good. I'm trying to make sure you see the bottom of the canvas as well. Can you see the entire canvas? Give me some thumbs up if you can. You can see the bottom, like here, where my finger is. My iPad is like 30 seconds behind. I think you can now. Okay, good job. All right, hi Maureen. So now I'm gonna take my little tracer that I have, and I'm gonna tape it down at the bottom. I'm just gonna grab a little bit of blue tape. And I am going to tape it down so it doesn't wiggle. Well, I put Chauncey, I put out a poll asking people if they wanted Christmas or pumpkins today, and they overwhelmingly chose Christmas. But don't you worry, girl, because when I get back in town next week, well, I'm out of town Monday through Saturday to a business conference, but when I get back in town, you know I'm making pumpkins. You know I am, right? So I'm gonna hold this still, and I'm gonna trace my hat on. Just really lightly trace around my hat. I'm not doing a great job of that. I'm kind of wiggly. And trace this, 'cause that band we're gonna make red. And then this brim. And then there. Now I'm just gonna trace the bottom of my little baby bird booties because my gems are larger, I think. So I'm just gonna trace those so I know where I want them. And then we'll adjust that to the size of my gem when we do that, okay? All right, yeah, I don't think any dog should be running loose. We have dogs too, or I have Mr. Man has a dog, and we don't do that. He doesn't just run out loose. We do have a backyard, but even when we're in the front, he is leashed. I don't know. That's just me. It's just me and my opinion. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the black on the hat and get that started because we may have to do more than one coat. Hopefully not. But we're gonna do black on the hat band and the top, and we're gonna do red here and here. Then we're gonna see what we wanna do. I do have some little goodies that I want to decorate my hat band with, so I'm gonna need y'all's help deciding. Check out this peppermint. Is that not adorable? Cute. All right, so I'm gonna get my brush again. Let me get this white paint out of it. If you've joined the Shattered Circle, I wanna encourage you to do this. Okay, if you've joined and you're kind of lost and don't know what to do, go to the guides and read the guides. There are a couple of posts in the guide that are going to tell you where to find everything. It's going to tell you where to buy glass. It's going to tell you where to find your monthly, I got something sticky on my hand. Your monthly calendar workshop. It's going to tell you where to find the art shattered stuff. It's going to give you all the information you need. So if you're new to the Shattered Circle, go to that Facebook page and check out the guides. It should help you with not getting lost. And also in the next week or so, expect a little goodie in the mail from us that's also going to help you. It's like a cheat sheet to keep you from getting lost in there, okay? Because at first it can be a little confusing. It's different. But once you kind of get the hang of it, everything's fine. Everything's in the same place all the time. So I'm just going to get my center on because I can do that quick and easy. And then we'll outline the edges. Because then I have to hold my breath. Can't talk and outline at the same time. Much too difficult. That looks like it's going to be one good coat, doesn't it? Okay. So I'm going to load my brush and I'm going to come down this edge and just make myself a nice straight line. I think I'm going to go this way. Hold my brush upright. A little bit easier. So Facebook has changed where the guides are located recently. They are just trying to make things hard on people who have group pages. If you're in it, where they are is completely dependent on what device you're using. But when you're on that private group page, if you look at the very, very, very top of your phone, you're going to see something that looks like a little hamburger. It's like 3 stacked lines. It looks kind of like a little line hamburger. If you click those lines, it's going to open up and give you a choice, and the guides are in that section where you hit the 3 hamburgers. Sometimes, and it's still on my iPad, is under that main picture on the Facebook page where it says the Shattered Circle Private Member Group. Under that is little tabs that say files, or I gotta turn this on, files or featured or stuff like that, just other little tabs right under that picture. That's where the guides still are. See, I jacked that up, didn't I? Jack Frost. Mine are still in that tab, so it depends on your device. Facebook likes to make things as difficult as possible. So, anywho, so now I'm going to come down here. I need to get a smaller brush because this, I ain't going to be able to hold my breath good enough to get that done. So let me grab a little smaller brush. And we'll fill in this section. This little baby piece. I gotta hold my breath big time here. Do you guys find that you do that sometimes too when you're painting something that's like small or tiny, small and like detailed right on the edge? You just like hold your breath. Otherwise, I will mess it up for sure. I'm going to come here. I'm going to come backwards. Just meet that point. We'll come down. A little more paints. All right, now I'm going to flip it upside down so I can get that bottom edge. It'll just make it easier for me. So let me make sure your tracer line, if you're tracing, make sure you're covering that up. You don't want that to show when everything is all said and done. So make sure that's not showing. Oh, one more little edge. Try not to get my arm in the paint. Do that a lot as well. Hold your breath. Hold your breath. There we go. That's pretty good coverage, y'all. Pretty good coverage we got going there. Okay, so I'm just going to smooth some of this out. Now I'm going to grab my red and we're going to paint the hat band with the cherry red. Thank you for the sprinkles. Going to paint with cherry red, I think, if I can get it open. The hat band, I'm going to use this smaller brush just because I stuck the other one in water already. I'm going to just come around, and this may need more than one coat. Or maybe I need to get some of the water out. Let's try that. I better do it this way. Yeah, that's going to need more than one coat, but that's okay because we have our handy dandy hair dryer or heat gun, whatever you want to call it. And we can dry this up really quick. Thank goodness we're able to do that. Otherwise, these lives would be forever. It's like, okay. Now we wait for paint to dry. Nobody wants that. I'm going to turn this so I can get that other side. Just turn it up a little. Get close to the bill. Band, whatever. Right up to the edge, right there. All right, that does need a second coat, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and grab a small brush, and I'm going to paint my two little bird booties. I'm going to stick one of these up here so I kind of have an idea of how big that needs to be. I am also going to turn this upside down so I don't get my hand in all that wet paint. So it needs to be about that big. So we'll just paint. And if it's a little bit bigger, it'll be all right. Either way, if my dot's bigger or if my bead's bigger. All right, so we'll do the other one about the same. Definitely gonna need more than one coat. All right, so now the body, that's the body. Here are a little smaller beads. Took me forever to find two different sizes. So I'm going to go ahead and just add another little smaller circle above. And again, if they're not exact, I'm not going to stress it. And I'm going to turn it right back up this way. And I am going to give my birds a little tail. I'm going to just use this pointy liner brush. Oh, look what I did, y'all. I'll get that off in a second, but I knew that was going to happen. And I'm just going to come outside, press down, and bring it in. Load your paint. Come to the outside of the bottom, press down, and bring it in. So that's our little tails. Now let me see if I can clean up my mess with my handy dandy paint whites. Otherwise, we're gonna have to put something there. Look at that. Love these whites, y'all. Because I'm a mess. I'm a little messy. Look at that. A little bit more. one more time, just right there. Perfect. Look at that. Just like new. Yay. Okay, so I know I keep moving that, and I know somebody's gonna ask. I'm gonna hit this with our heat gun just for a few seconds to get that red dry, and then we'll put another coat on. Thank you, Barbara. Because the glass beads are not completely opaque, okay? They will show, I'll show you this real quick. They will show through, and they'll show the white and blue underneath, and I want it to be super solid, but you can see how you can see the numbers underneath. They're kind of translucent, so we're gonna paint them first. So they're super red. Whoops. Ooh. This is making me hot. Almost dry. Little hat band was a little thick down here. Oh, the air came on. Somebody made a mad face. You want to explain that? What are you angry about? Is that an accident or somebody upsets? Because we can fix that if we know what your problem is. All right, so I'm going to take my brush again and I'm load it up with the red. I'm going to start with these so I don't have my arm in the wet paint again. And I'm going to paint a second coat. You can move my braces. Second coat of red on our little birds. Second coat. What is that noise? We have a nice red bird. Second coat down here. That's right. Painting ain't nothing to be mad about. Making pretty things. So I'm going to try to be super careful so I don't make a boo-boo. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to do the same thing to my hat. I'm going to actually offload that. I'm going to use that bigger brush so it doesn't take 6 days. So we'll go in and we'll second coat this red. We're going to add a few little details to both with some highlights and such. Then we can get started on the fun stuff. All right, so while I'm going to get this real quick because I do want to add some white while it's still wet. So while my red is still wet, along the top, I'm gonna leave all that red. I'm gonna grab a tiny bit of white on my brush. You can see just that little bit. I'm gonna go back and forth so it creates kind of a pinky color. And along the sides, I'm just gonna put a little bit of that color. I'll show you this close up in just a second. Just a tiny bit of that pinky color we mixed up on the sides of the hat. So it kind of gives it a little 3D effect. All right, so now I'm going to rinse my brush. I'm going to grab up a tiny bit, the brush is in my way, a tiny bit of black just on the corner. Let me show you. Just on the corner of my brush. Just dip right in the corner and you can see how much I have, just hardly any. And I'm going to go back and forth, scrub it into my bristles. Then I'm gonna go right along that top edge in the red and just add a little shading of black. I'm gonna do it again. Dip in your black. And I'm gonna come right along the bottom. Not enough water in my brush. If when you're doing this, it doesn't go on really smooth, you probably don't have enough water in your brush. So just get it wet a little and do it again. So here we go. Let me show you what it looks like. And I got a little bit of, so here's what our little hat band looks like. Super cute. Oh. Who said something about a Christmas tree tracer? Beth, both trees are on one page, so I'm not sure how you're only printing half a page. That's very strange. All right, so I also want to add some highlighting to my hat. So I'm going to take my big brush again, the one we painted the black with, and I'm just going to add a little bit of black right on this side again, just to wet the hat. Not because it needs another coat, but because I want to brush in a little bit of white, and I want it to blend in really nicely with my hat. All right, so we'll offload that. I'm going to use this little baby brush again. Actually, I'm not. I'm going to use my big brush. So we have a nice line. I'm going to go into the white. So you see how much I have. We'll go back and forth, blend it into your brush a little, and I'm going to come right down the side of this hat with that white on my brush. Boom, 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 boom. So you can see how it creates a little bit of a highlight on that edge. Can y'all see that really well? Super cool. All right, so, I'm actually going to, I'm going to rinse some of that white off, and I think I'm going to get a tiny bit of red and see what it looks like if I add just a smidge of red on the opposite side. Not a lot, just a little reflection. Oh, I like it. I like it. It kind of turns pink, but I like it. Now I'm going to grab a little bit of white. I'm just futzing now, y'all. A little bit of white and just, oops, that's okay. We'll blend it in. Didn't really mean to do that, but we're going to just work with it. All right. So I got some messed up on the edge again, so I'm going to clean that up with my little wipe. Let me show you what the hat looks like. All right. Didn't really intend to do all that, but I don't hate it. So we're just going to let it be. All right. So now on the bottom, let me find my brush. We're going to add a little bit of black again, right along the top edge where the hat band is. Just add a little more black. Wipe it off. Grab a little white, a little bit of white on your brush, and then go back and forth. And then come right underneath the red and add nothing. Hang on. I wiped it off too much. You're going to add that little bit of white. Have to lay a little bit. You're going to add that little bit of white right under that red. So it kind of makes it look dimensional. Can y'all see that? Can y'all see that? Super, super cute. All right, I'm going to do one more quick coat of red. Even though I know you're not going to see much of this, but I can see a little bit of my tracer line still. And it's bugging me. So I'm just going to hit that. with the red again, and I'm gonna hit this with my dryer again, all right? Oh, we're gonna get this dry, and then we're gonna start with the fun stuff. Actually, I'm gonna stop because down here at the bottom, I know we painted this blue on the back, white on the background, but I'm just gonna come in here and add a little more white. Have a little bit of a tracer line too, so I want that to go away. Just to clean that edge up a little, then we'll hit the blow dryer. Now let's blow dry. How y'all doing out there? Hello everybody, welcome to the Art Chatter page. If you are here for the first time, would you give me either a heart or a thumbs up? Let me know how many new folks we've got here. I really appreciate you coming and hanging out, even if it's for a few minutes. Thank you, you guys are awesome. Thank you for coming and hanging out on a Sunday, even if it's for a few minutes. Want you to know how much we do appreciate that. So here is the base of our cute little snowman. Love him so much already. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're going to add some little beads for our birdies. But before we do that, so we're gonna add some little faces on the top of the bead. Now we can't do a whole lot, okay? But because it's a glass bead, but I'm gonna take a tiny little brush, if I can find my little baby eyelash brush. Anyways, it's such a little baby, it's hard to find. There he is. This is an eyelash brush. It's the tiniest little brush ever. And I actually have some yellow, just some bright beak yellow. This is, I'm gonna use this one. This is Anita's Buttercup. And I am gonna take the top little body part, and I'm gonna make right in the center of the little button, and I'll show you this close up in just a second. I'm gonna make like a triangle. Just like that. See his little beak? Oh, he's so cute. We'll do one on this side. Make a little triangle. I gotta hold him steady. All right. Now, he's gotta have eyes. So what I'm gonna use for that, because I tried to use my graphic marker on one and I wasn't able to. This is a black Posca pen. You can buy these at most art stores and in a pack, or you can buy them online. So where did my bead go? Okay, so I'm gonna make just a straight line of black, and I'm gonna put it on the lighter color so you can see what I did. So it's just, I made two little lines for his eyes. He's just closing his eyes, enjoying the snowman hat. Thank you for the stars. And a little triangle for his nose. So let's do that. A little beak and a little eye. So I keep flipping it upside down. Oh, I messed his nose up. Hang on. Let me fix it. Let me wipe it off and start over because I smeared it everywhere. All right, let's fix that one. I told y'all I was klutzy. If y'all didn't believe me, now you know. Let's put his beak back on. Bless him. Little beak. All right, it was wet, so let me dry them all. Oh, good idea. Great idea. Well, let me try this one more time. If it doesn't work. Yeah, that doesn't work well. It's because my brush is wet now. Let me use my stylus. I'm going to go in. I'm going to try with my stylus too, so y'all don't have to go out and buy Poscas. Where'd my top go? Let's try to do his little eyes with black on your stylus. Let's just make a line. Perfect. And make a line. Perfect. Look at that. Now I'm going to show you how cute the little birdie eyes are. Can you see those? So stinking cute. All right, so I'm going to just move these up just a smidgy. I'm going to take a dollop, a tiny bit of glue, and this is just clear glue. It dries clear. It's called Aleene's Tacky Glue. I'm just going to put a tiny dot in all 4 circles just to hold things in place for just a few minutes before we resin. So we'll put this one here. We'll put this one here. Make sure he's sitting on the hat. And we're going to put our little faces. Our little faces. So cute. Look at that. Y'all, that is so stinking cute. Love it. All right, so now let me put the top on this yellow so I know what we used. And this is literally 5 colors. Black and white, blue, yellow, and red. And the yellow is like the most minuscule amount you could possibly ever have. Okay, so now what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to grab a brush. This is just a 1/4 inch and it's one of those more stiff brushes. I'm going to go into my white and I'm going to load white onto my brush and I'm just going to pounce on some snow along the top of the hat. We'll put a little under their little bodies. Just put a little snow. We're gonna add a little bit on this bill right here. Let's put, we're gonna do this side. Maybe a little on the side that got caught. Just add a little snow here and there. All right, so here is where I need your help, okay? Here, and we're gonna add glass beads to this, and we're gonna add glass down here as well. I'm gonna grab another brush and do one more thing right here. That line is very prominent. Now I am gonna use my pen on this. Real quick, I'm gonna get this dry first. Let me draw that. We'll do our graphic pen and then we'll make a choice about this. Ouch. Let's get that snow dry. Let's melt that snow. Just like that, y'all. Love that heat gun. Okay, so I'm going to use my graphic marker. If you followed me for any period of time, you know this is my BFF. You could totally use Snow Tex, Mickey. I really wanted to use Snow Tex, but you can't force that dry. Really, it crackles and it kind of burns. And we didn't have time to wait for that to dry, but you could totally use that. I really wanted to. So, graphic marker from Hobby Lobby in the art department. It's a 0.5. Yes, wonderful idea, Sheila. So I'm gonna go around my hat and I'm just going to outline it a little. Right around. Let's bring that head down. Short strokes right around the outside. We're going to add a few lines right there. We'll add some lines up here. I'm going to line out the little bird feather tail. And I'll show you how that turns out. Got a little bit of something. Let me do this too. Let me show you what this does. Look, see how I don't try to keep in the lines. I'm just kind of doing short strokes all the way around. The lines help with this cute little hiney tail. So adorable. I might even see if I can make a little Might not be able to. No. I was going to try to do a little outline on his beak, but it's not going to work. Okay, so here's where I need your help because I could not decide. Brought a couple of things to the table to see about adding. We are going to add clear glass down here. We're going to add some seed beads right along where all this snow is, but I need something on his hat. Look at this. This is super cute. This I used in my gingerbread house. This is so cute. So we could add that right there and be done. So stinking cute. Who loves that? Is that not adorable? Or we could add all these. I got this at Hobby Lobby in like a little 6-pack, okay? Also, they had these little, in the miniatures, these little candy canes. We could totally add a little candy cane to his hat. Or I bought one of these stems, one of these little floral stems at Hobby Lobby too. And so I cut off a couple pieces. So I thought we could add those. I thought I had 3. And maybe a couple of these little miniature cone, or what do you call these? Pine cones. Look at that. What do you think? Okay. Pine cones. So cute. Or peppermint. I love that so much. That's so whimsical. Or we could do just the little candy cane. So we got candy cane, we got peppermint. I think when I get back in town, we need to do different hats, different color birds, and all the different little things because they're all so stinking cute. I cannot decide. So we have 2 peppermints. Okay. Hey, Mystery Man, you want to come decide for me? Everybody likes something different, and I like them all. So let's see what Mystery Man thinks. So here is, the camera's pointing down. You don't have to worry. So here's the little candy cane, all right? And then we have option 2 is some holly berries with 2 little pine cones. I like that. It's not quite as whimsical though. And then there's this doozy. Freaking love it. I
like the doozy.
You like this doozy?
I do.
He likes this doozy, okay? Peppermint it is. And I promise, guys, when I come back from out of town and we get started on more Christmassy stuff, we'll make some more hats and we'll do those as well because it's too cute not to. All right, I'm gonna also put a tiny bit of glue just to keep that stuck in place while I mess around. The peppermint is so cute. So we're gonna stick that in place. It is so adorable and unexpected, right? Unexpected. Okay, so now I'm gonna grab some glass. This is clear. You can use clear or Starfire. And I'm gonna add that down here underneath the hat because we're just gonna, this is either snow, snowman's head, something along those lines. That is what is going on there. So we are just gonna add, let me see. We're gonna add that to that area. Let me see if I can use, I have another bag that's just got a teeny bit of the clear in it. So I'm gonna do that. And I'm going to add that to the bottom under the hat. So let's just add some little bits here and there. This is so cute, y'all. I can't even stand that. So cute. Thank you for the stars, Vera. So I'm just going to get it on there. Oh, there's my other little thing I was looking for. We're going to get that on, and then I'll push it down where it's supposed to be. It's trying to act up on me. I should have put a little bit of glue so it didn't wiggle so much. That's all right, though. And, all right, let me put this on here. cute. I'm gonna squish all this down where it needs to go. I need it not to be hanging over the edge too though, so gotta manage that. Come on now. Like if it starts acting crazy, I can micromanage it after we get the resin on. It'll stay where I want it to. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is mix up our resin. I'm gonna mix up 1 ounce, probably too much, but I got 100 things I need to resin. So if it's too much, I'll tell you what we used. Actually, yes, I'm mixing up 1 ounce. I'll tell you how much we used so you'll know. And then after we put the resin on, we're gonna add some shimmer to the snow along his hat and on his hat band. So let's get mixing. Where are my cups? What happened to my cups? So I'm gonna mix 1 ounce, so I need 2 cups, and I'm gonna mix all these little miniature things I bought at Hobby Lobby. They have an entire section in their Christmas stuff. They have an entire section. Let me do this before I lose my mind. I'm so unsure. I know this is going to be too much, but that's okay. They have an entire section at Hobby Lobby that has miniatures for like the miniature Christmas trees. Yeah, so I mean, it's a lot of really fun, cool stuff over there. So I'm going to grab my gloves. We're gonna pour some resin. I don't have anything handy for their tails. I don't. And I don't have any red sheet glass, or I would use that. Ouchie. That would be cute, but I don't think I have anything to use. All my glass is used up. But that would be cute, and a great idea is to use a tiny little piece of glass for that. All right, so I'm gonna mix it over here. You can still see that. I'm gonna grab my resin, and I use Art Resin. 2 parts, 50% resin, 50% hardener. So I'm gonna I need a block because that paper is flimsy. I'm gonna put 1/2 ounce of hardener in 1 cup. It's gonna be too much. I know it already. All right, put that away. We're gonna put 1/2 ounce of resin in the other cup. Oh, that would be cute. I think I have red sea beads. 1/2 ounce. Come on. Whoop, 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 whoop. You have to let it grow. Don't get right up to the line before you stop, because it does continue to expand, just like my waistline. And, and you'll be sad, okay? So I'm gonna take my cup. This is just a cup I've been using to mix in. And I am going to dump this into my cup, because these little cups are not big enough to mix a full ounce in. They're really good for measuring small amounts, but not for mixing, unless you're only doing 1/2 ounce, because you need space, you need blank space, air space in your cup for the mixing part too. So we'll put that in, set that there. We'll put this in, and then we're gonna mix this for 3 minutes, guys. So if you have questions for me, while I'm mixing this is a great time to have my full attention where I'm not looking at my painting and distracted, all right? So as soon as I get all this juicy deliciousness in, I'm gonna use my silicone stick to mix with. So you have about 3 minutes of my undivided attention to ask me anything. Okay, so before you do, I'm gonna remind you guys that the Shattered Circle closes tonight at midnight. All right, we've been open for about a week, and we've got lots of fun new projects and new members and wonderful things in store, and we would love for you to join us. Thank you, Catherine. We would love for you to join us inside the circle. We close at midnight. We do not open again until the spring, until probably April-ish. So it's a great time to join because it's Christmas, and you could literally pay your membership fee by selling one little art piece. One little baby art piece. You just wipe it off, Sue. Just wipe it off, and if you get resin, if resin dries on it, it peels right off. Melinda, my heat gun is called Seek One, Seekone, and I've got it from Amazon. You don't have to glue the birds down because they are flat backed, but I just did it because, you know, I'm wiggly and I didn't want them moving around. So we'd love to have you in the Shattered Circle again. We close at midnight. We don't want you to be sad tomorrow. I'm going out of town in the morning. I have to catch a 7 a.m. flight. I'm not even looking forward to that because I'm not a morning person. Carrie, you should get an email from us a week or two before your membership renews. And you should get an email from us telling you that it's about to. I love my heat gun, Becky. How are you doing, Becky? I use it a lot to dry paints. Yes, you can resin right over snow tags. Done it many, many, many times. So we're just folding and stirring and scraping the sides and bottom. You don't want to beat it to death. Yes, RJ, if you put Mod Podge down, put the napkin down, Mod Podge over the top, I would probably do it twice, and then you can resin right over that. Yay, Sue. We still are going to be doing lots of stuff on this page. So, what temperature do you use on your heat gun? Mine just says high and low. Mine just says high and low, and then it has that dial on the back, and I keep it about medium. So, it doesn't have like an exact temperature. For this plastic brushed area, all you got to do is wipe it off. And then if you have resin that dries on it, you can peel it right off. This is the longest 3 minutes, isn't it? It's like, thank you, Catherine. Catherine says it's time. So the first thing I'm gonna do, really wish I had added snow, but we'll add some seed beads for snow maybe. So first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna scoosh this up just a little. I'm gonna resin this glass down here at the bottom. I don't know why I did. I think that the one that I had was not really great. It only had one setting, and I just felt like it wasn't doing the trick the way I wanted it to, and I was trying not to use my torch unless I'm doing a larger project. And a friend of mine had the Seek One and recommended it, so I just went for it. There's nothing wrong with my old one, and it's very cost effective. It was only like 14 bucks, but I just felt like I needed something a little better. So I'm going to make sure right on the edge there's resin, so this all the glass close to the edge is covered. Now I think what I'm going to do, I know I put glue there, but I think what I'm going to do is put a little bit of resin right there where my peppermint is, and then I'm going to stick my peppermint back in, and then I'm going to put some resin over the top. I just don't want him coming off. So we'll do it that way. Now I'm gonna do my little birdies. Make sure I get them really well. Wish I had those red pieces, guys. Now you got me wanting them. Little red babies. Red tail feathers. That's all right. Okay. We'll survive. Now I'm going to drizzle the rest around. Now I almost used the full ounce. I probably have, I don't know, a quarter of it left. So I would say 3/4 ounce, 1/2 ounce to 3/4, unless you add more glass or do other things, add more elements that need to have resin on them. That 1 ounce was just a smidge more than I needed. And who knows, I may end up using it. I don't think so though. So I'm spreading, you know, sometimes I use my hand, sometimes I use my applicator, but since I'm gonna like put that resin on something else, I didn't want to have to take my gloves off. Or I didn't want to have to get resin on them anyway. I will take them off. So I'm gonna just keep spreading. I'm actually gonna have to use some of that. I may not be able to make anything else, cover anything else anyway. So I see some debris. We have debris. Debris right there. A little floaty something. We'll wipe that off. And let me look around. So I used almost that full ounce. There's maybe a teaspoon left. So keep that in mind. I'm going to go around my edge. Make sure everything is covered. I am going to elevate too. I didn't do that. A little bit of a spot there. Now before I want to make sure this little thing is covered too. It looks like it is. Yeah, he's covered. Okay, so I'm gonna grab my heat gun and I'm gonna keep my gloves on. Well, I can't because I have seed beads to do. We're gonna grab my heat gun. We're gonna pop these bubbles. And Becky, like I said, mine has low and high. And so I am going to keep it on low because high blows everything around. So we're just going to pop those bubbles. I see a little divot right there. Pop the bubbles. You can come back in about 15 minutes and pop them again if they seem like they're just coming back up. That is just air coming through your canvas. So you could come back in a few minutes, 15 or so minutes, and hit that with your heat gun again to eliminate bubbles. But I'm going to tell you this right now, don't even for minutes think that you are going to be able to eliminate every bubble, because you're not. Your studio space, your house, wherever is never ever 1000% dust or goobly-garb free, and so it's always going to look like bubbles. Sometimes it's dust. I'm just picking out, I see some like little dust particles, so I'm picking those out before we move forward. This is super cute. Now I'm going to take my seed beads. These are Bead Treasures from Hobby Lobby. White Ceylon is the color. Where'd my cups go? White Ceylon. I wanted to have white instead of crystal because I want there to be snow. I don't want it to be see-through. All right, so I'm going to turn this sideways a little bit so I can control where I put it. And I'm going to add these beads right along the top edge of this hat. And I can come back in a minute. I'll add some to the little booties. I can come back in a minute and kind of micromanage that. I just want to get them on for now. Get some here. A couple on this side. Maybe a few on your peppermint. a few down here. You can never have too many seed beads, right? So now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take this and I'm just gonna add some falling snow. I like to do, when I'm trying to control it, I like to do it with my fingers because when you pour, it goes everywhere. All right, we're gonna stop there. I'm gonna take my little bead tool that Luke gave me, I love it. And I'm gonna push these beads around a little so that they are where I want them to be. Exactly. So we'll push these in a little. And I'm using my little wipe to wipe my tool off with. So let's get those pushed in to the hat area. Love this tool. Push it in. Come down here and do the same thing. We're just gonna move them to where they need to be. And oh my goodness, y'all, this is so stinking cute. Oh, I'm gonna show it to you close up. It is so cute. Oh my Lord. Look, guys. Okay, I'm gonna start with the hat. I can't show you the whole thing close up. I'm gonna have to kind of span down. So here is the little birdies. Look how cute. Oh, he's got a snowflake on his head. Aw, let me move it. Cute. So here are the little birdies. Here's our hat, our peppermint. Oh my goodness. So cute. Oh, is this not adorable? I love it so much.